Why do you need to create content on a regular basis? Let's find out. Hi, welcome back. Glad you're here. This video I want to talk about why it's important to create content on a regular basis and how it can really change your life if you do. So what do I mean by create content? Well, obviously if you're some sort of creative person, like an artist, musician, that kind of thing, creating something there is probably a very obvious thing, whether it's a piece of art, painting, drawing, or music, that kind of thing. And that's an obvious thing, and that's probably your calling. That's your thing that you do. You are a creator. But when it comes to people who are not naturally creative, and I ask this question, there seems to be a bit of a gap because, well, I'm not. I do marketing or do other stuff. Or I repair cars, or something that's not perhaps generally considered as a creative kind of pursuit. The idea of creating something on a regular basis, and ideally daily, really comes from sort of getting your ideas and your thoughts sort of out there. Now, whether that's out to the world or whether that's just out of your head onto paper in a journal, something like that, but that process of putting out your ideas is, to varying degrees, a form of creativity, because you're kind of creating something out of your idea. So obviously when it comes to a painter, they have the idea and then they paint or draw. A musician will have the idea and then compose some music or write a song, or if you like writing, it could be stories or a novel, something like that. But the idea is that you're kind of getting your ideas out there. So when it comes to sort of non-traditionally creative people, the idea of getting ideas, you know what I mean, out from your head onto paper or something, some sort of medium, is hugely powerful. Another important thing is when should you create? Now it's a tricky one, because the obvious thing will be, create when you feel like it, when it comes to you, when the inspiration comes to you. But if you're sort of a not particularly traditionally creative person, say like in a sort of a normal kind of job or role, then when do you create? And really the idea is to sort of try to set some time aside each day to kind of get your thoughts and ideas and creativity out there. Now that could be in the morning when you're just waking up, or just before bed, are two kind of very simple times, because you're kind of in bed, you wake up, pull out your journal or your notebook and kind of make the notes, and same just before bed, or maybe at lunchtime, something like that. Now this isn't necessarily forcing the creative process, but it's kind of organising it, put it that way. And it's not saying, you have to come up with some sort of particular creative thing, but you've got these time slots where you can just get the ideas in your head out into some medium, whether it's audio, into like sort of just a voice recorder to record some thoughts, ideas, or whether it's writing them down or recording it on your phone, or whether it's making a video like this. Some form of getting the ideas and thoughts out of you into something else in sort of set periods of the day. Another important thing is, who are you creating for? Now, if you are a traditionally creative person, artist, musician, that kind of thing, you could possibly say that you're creating it for the audience, for the world, and to a degree that's correct, because you're producing music, if you're a musician, for others to hear it and that sort of thing. But what's probably more important is ultimately you're producing the content, whatever that is, for yourself. Now it sounds strange, particularly if you are a sort of a musician or a painter, because otherwise that means you record songs and never let anyone else hear them. But it's not so much the end result as much as the process of doing it. And this goes probably for many things in life. It's not sort of the goal that's the important thing, it's the journey to the goal and the sort of the type of person you become to reach that goal. So it's not about producing the song or the painting or the voice memo or the notes on your phone. It's not that piece of, whilst you are creating the content, it's the process of creating that content and getting the ideas and thoughts out of your head onto something is the sort of the most important thing. What you then do with the content once you've created it is then another thing, but the main idea is you're creating this content, whatever form it may be, but for you. And that creativity that you're doing by getting your ideas, thoughts out there is the biggest and most important thing of doing it. It's not so much the end result, it's the process of doing it, because the more you outpour your feelings and thoughts and ideas onto something and getting them out of you, the more you're kind of growing as a person, the better person you're becoming, because rather than having everything inside your head, you've probably heard the phrase, you know, you've got to get out of your own head. Well, this is literally it. You're getting all those ideas and those thoughts and those good ideas and sometimes bad ideas out and removing them from you, so you can kind of refresh and restock with new ideas, new thoughts, new plans, whatever it may be. But that process of doing it and putting it down on paper or video or whatever, that process is the actual key as opposed to the end result. Now, obviously, when it comes to an actual, say, I call it traditional artist, then that end result is either going to be a painting or a piece of music or a written piece, and what you do with that will depend on, obviously, you know, your goal with that, and if you want to publish a book or publish a piece of music, record it, whatever. But the actual process of creating, and you may think of it as just journaling or writing notes or something like that, but you are kind of creating something from your ideas, even if it's just sort of bullet points or words on a page or voice memos. It doesn't really matter, but the creative process of doing that is the key. And by doing that regularly, you'll find that your whole life will kind of change, and you'll sort of start to kind of get newer ideas, newer thoughts, newer goals, visions, that kind of thing, as well as sort of you're getting rid of all the crap. And that's one of the main things. And something I've noticed from doing this daily vlog is it's kind of literally what I've been talking about. Every single day I sort of outpour thoughts and ideas into this camera and then edit it and upload it to YouTube. And that kind of daily creativity, I've noticed how it's changed me from definitely from before I started. Not so much as in, oh, I'm a whole new person, but I can notice a lot of the ideas, the fact I'm making a record of it and getting it out there is sort of, it's removing stuff from me, some good, some bad, but it's sort of that refreshing, and I do feel a lot more sort of relaxed and together kind of thing. So I started this back in October through to sort of early November. Then everything kind of fell apart in my life in November, which is not a secret, and then I started again in sort of mid-February time. And for that down time, you know, that was a difficult time, but I wanted to kind of get back into it, but it was sort of a difficult thing. Once I started again daily ever since, I noticed a difference. So I'd wholeheartedly recommend any of you to have some sort of creative outlet, whether it's, say, journaling, just writing notes in a notebook, or recording voice memos, or video. Even if you never show it to anyone, just that recording, almost like a video diary for yourself. That outpouring of information, ideas, thoughts, it will change you for the better. I guarantee it. Really, really will. So that's all for today. You know, I really hope you've got some value from this. It's a subject that's really close to my heart, and I'm literally living the advice. I'm doing this every single day, and I can personally speak of the power that it's had for me, and I truly recommend it. So if you have got some value, don't forget, I really want you to smash that like button so it's nice and blue. And subscribe if you haven't. I really do appreciate it when you do, and hit the bell notification so you know when I've got a new video coming out. And for now, thanks for watching again, and see you guys tomorrow.